The Chevrolet car company was founded 100 years ago this week, and I'm standing at the location here on West 57th Street in Manhattan of what was one of the first Chevrolet car factories in America. Billy Durant, the same man who'd founded General Motors a few years earlier, wanted to build his new Chevrolet cars near his customers and near his investors on Wall Street. By 1916, Durant would use his valuable Chevrolet stock to buy back control of GM, the company he'd been ousted from in 1910. He did it with cars like this, a Baby Grand. It wasn't Chevrolet's first car, but it was one of the first that combined the attributes that came to be associated with Chevrolet at its peak: value and style. These cars were designed to appeal to customers who'd grown tired of Ford's offering, the Model T, and who were ready to move up to something with more performance and comfort. The Suburban, one of Chevrolet's most famous models, started out in the 1930s as actually pretty much what it still is today, a big station wagon with a heavy-duty frame. It was designed to carry a lot of cargo and people and went on to become one of GM's most popular offerings. After World War II, Chevy pickup trucks, now the brand's most popular models, really came into their own with the so-called advanced design trucks. These were light-duty trucks that weren't just modified cars, but real trucks from the wheels up. For most people, if you had to think of one car that really symbolized Chevrolet, it would probably be the mid-1950s Bel Air. Basically a Cadillac on a budget, the Bel Air offered style and performance and lots of chrome at a price Main Street America could afford. When the Corvette first came out in 1953, this underpowered car wasn't much on performance. It wasn't until a few years later that the Vette really started to develop into a serious sports car that today can go head-to-head with pretty much anything in the world. The Camaro was introduced in 1966 in response to Ford's surprisingly popular Mustang. The Camaro quickly gained its own following. It was dropped from the lineup in 2002, only to be brought back in 2010. Now it's back, outselling the Mustang. Someday I'll probably tell my own grandkids about being in Detroit at the official unveiling of the Chevrolet Volt, GM's first plug-in car. It's significant that this car was introduced as a Chevrolet, not as a Cadillac or Buick. GM executives say that's because this is where the future is headed, and they wanted to make sure that Chevy, GM's mainstream brand, was there first.